Hello, Zach here, once again with a random map game, and currently spectating Clan Chris, once again. Oh my, the joys of technology. I just recorded 22 minutes of footage, and the microphone decided to mute itself, and I guarantee 100% that I did not mute the microphone, it muted itself. So here I am recording it again. And hopefully I don't miss the main points that I was trying to emphasize in the last video, or the last take at any rate. But yeah, we're currently spectating Clan Chris. This is the arena map. His opponent in red, erer. I'm going to call him red because I can't keep saying erer all the time because it sounds weird. They're both playing as Aztec as well. So it's an Aztec war on the arena map, and really, it's not the best of games, I've got to admit, but there's just something absolutely genius that Chris does in this game, which is basically what I want to show you. Also, I know that I actually show you loads of Chris games. He's also known as Orcus, so you've seen some of the other games recently that he's been in. He always seems to be in them. I don't know what it is, but I think he's got a lot of recorded games available to watch, and he's one of the best AOC players of all time, undoubtedly. So he's got a lot of recordings about for a start, and he's always doing interesting things to watch as well. So I suppose that's really the reason why there's a lot of games with Chris in them. Sorry if that's not so good, but it's not too bad. For once he actually wins a game though. I mean, I've not shown you the best of Chris because usually he's actually on the losing team, unfortunately. But hey ho. Okay, so while the game is starting off, because there's not really much happening, as I've said about Arena before, it's not really open to feudal pressure because feudal age units can't break through the walls. So I'll talk for a little bit just to keep things going. Yeah, I really want your opinion. I've said this before a long while back, but I feel it's time to ask again. What would you like to see improved on the channel? How could I improve the channel? What would make it better for you? Now, if you leave a comment below the video, I will read every single one, and I do read all the comments that I get anyway. So if you could just let me know what you'd like to see, and how it could be improved. I've worked a lot over the last couple of weeks to improve the sound quality, that's for sure. Obviously with this new microphone that I'm using at the moment, with the background music and lowering the actual volume of the game as well. Hopefully it's improved significantly, and also I like to think that the background music kind of adds a bit of atmosphere, instead of it just being my voice and AOC in the background. If you don't like the background music, then do say, but at the moment it's going to stay because I quite like it, to be honest, and I don't think it's too intrusive. But yeah, do leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see improved, or how things could be improved. Obviously, don't ask for, like, you know, something silly like, oh, I want to see 40 games a day. I want you to comment 40 games every day, and if you don't do that, I'm going to unsubscribe. No, that's not going to happen, because that's obviously just not possible. Obviously, I do my best here. Sometimes I do actually record 2 games in a day, just so I don't run out of things to post if I have to have a day off occasionally. So yeah, I'll try and bring as much content as I can, but obviously AOC does get a bit repetitive after a while, and I like to do different things as well. So yeah, as for that, please do leave a comment, and I said earlier, I do read every single one. I'm sorry if I can't reply to them all, because there are a lot, and I don't always have time to reply to them all, so occasionally I will reply. So if I do reply, you should feel quite privileged, really. But no, if you want to ask me something directly that you want an answer to, if you want a specific answer to something, then feel free to inbox me, because I can actually reply to that a lot easier than comments. However, for now, just leave suggestions, and if you do want to contact me about anything else, like a question or whatever, then do inbox me, because I will be able to respond to that in a timely manner. So anyway, Chris is just advanced to feudal age. He's just got his 2 feudal age buildings up there, the market and the blacksmith, so he's now going castle, and the time is 13 minutes in, so it's quite a fast castle time for him. And as I said earlier as well, you can't really do much to the Castle Age, and that's why the arena map is quite interesting. It allows players to focus on their fast castle. Obviously, getting Castle Age at the shortest time possible is often something that people strive to do. Under 15 minutes is generally quite a respectable time to be advancing. As you can see, Chris did it on 13, but he is a goddamn pro. He is pro, undoubtedly. So yeah, you can't really do much in the feudal age, so that's why Fast Castle and Fast Imperial are used on this map. Aztecs aren't a fast imperial civilization, really. I suppose, realistically, you could do it with any, but really, it's just Turks that do it, because the Aztecs don't really get a great deal of units that are available in the Imperial Age to use. So Castle is good enough, and then boom, is what usually happens. So as I said, you can't break through the walls with feudal units, that's just pointless, and it's not going to happen. So that's why Castle is usually what's done. Now Chris is walling off these relics in the middle with palisades. He's obviously going to try and get them as fast as he can. He's the first to the Castle Age, and followed very closely actually by Red. So monastery going up there for Chris, and now he's going to try and get these relics. He wants the relics. Relics are nice, provide a nice bit of income with gold there, which is always a good thing. Gold is never a bad thing in this game. As much gold as you could possibly get, because late game you want that gold. You want to use that gold to produce a nice army and slaughter your opponent, because it's not gruesome at all. It's just the way of life with Age of Empires. So trying to grab this relic here, but doesn't look like he's going to manage that, because there's some Eagle Warriors from erer. And that monk dying in the gate. And look at that. Oh, well, that relic was holding the gate open for a minute. That would have been funny. But no, those Eagle Warriors coming in, and I don't think they're going to be able to do much. Crispin Garrison is down his town centre pretty quickly, and those Eagle Warriors aren't going to stay in there for long. He'll make sure of that. But on the downside for Chris, though, Red is taking out these palisades and getting some monks out of his own, so he's going to be collecting the relics up before Chris, unfortunately for him, and it's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. Relics only really come into play late game, although if you get all 5, which looks like Red could do here, if you do manage to get all 5, you do get a significant gold boost, but it's not game changing. It's only game changing when there's no gold left on the map, and if you've got all 5 relics at that stage, that could be disastrous for your opponent. Right now, however, Chris is just focusing on booming. I don't think he's got any military buildings whatsoever. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh, he's got 1 infantry. That's impressive, Chris. 1 infantry for you. Against Reds, how many's Red got? So I'm using a trackpad. 5 infantry and 2 monks. So Chris hasn't really got any military so to speak of, and that's absolutely fine at this stage in the game. We're on arena anyway, so Chris isn't expecting too much of an attack from Red. Obviously, Red's going to be taking a while to get through these walls with Eagle Warriors still. I suppose, really, it is possible to get through in Feudal Age. I told a little bit of a lie there. If you built a watchtower, for instance, and garrisoned villages inside or units inside, they could take down the wall after a little bit of time. They're not the most powerful or effective way of attacking it, but you can do that, and that could force your opponent to panic. At any rate, although it would lose time if you put villagers in there, the villagers could be doing other stuff. How many relics has Red collected then? Red has collected 3 so far, and that's number 4 there coming in, and I reckon he's going to go for all 5. That's the logical thing to do at any rate. There's 1 over here which he's going for now. So Red is going to collect all the relics by the looks of it, and Chris doesn't seem too bothered about that. He's still not built any military. I don't even think he's got barracks out yet, and that means he's not going to be able to produce any military either. For a little while yet anyway. But as I said, it's not the end of the world. Doesn't look like Red is going for a castle anywhere off the map. As we saw with that Fast Imperial game the other day, a castle was built quite close to the opposing person's wall, and the castle took the wall out really quickly, and that caught the other guy off guard. But he advanced to the Imperial Age and managed to push the other guy out of his town, so it wasn't too much of a problem for him. Chris then actually took all of his guys off gold for a little while there, just so he could get more villagers out. And if we actually look at the populations, Chris on 79, Red on 75, so they're pretty close. But bear in mind that Chris has got no military now. He obviously lost that Eagle Warrior there, and erer has 18 military, if you can count monks as military. I think you can. So that's 18 military for red, and Chris has only got none. So that means that Chris has got a stronger economy at this stage in the game, and maybe he's going to just wait for a little bit to try and really get his economy rolling, and then try and push out. But here we go now. So looks like Chris's first military building going up there, castle. I don't know whether he's seen this castle from red. He might have just seen that. It's not really visible on the map though. However, he's got this castle up probably to combat these evil warriors here. That's going to be in range, and they're going to have to retreat once that goes up, otherwise they're going to get picked off very quickly indeed. Castle of Red's of his own there going up as well. So this is kind of interesting at the moment, because Red's got quite a lot of eagle warriors out there, and Chris has got absolutely nothing. He's only just got up a barracks and an archery range. So I don't know what's going to happen here. And oh, this is the bit that I was talking about. Red's coming in with petards, 2 petards to take out that gate. And now Chris is wide open and exposed. He was not expecting that. I'm pretty sure he wasn't expecting that. And sorry it's gone really slow. I'll just slow it down so you can see what happens here. Chris, with almost cat-like reflexes here, walls off using houses, and there we go. So these eagle warriors, they don't know what they're coming up to here. They don't realise that this is blocked off. They're going to go straight in here. They're being funneled down. Chris is like just walling off everything with houses, and oh, red can't get through. So there's, I think I counted earlier, there's 26 eagle warriors there. Oops. 26 eagle warriors there. 3, 6, 9, 10, 20, 3, 6, 28 even. Well, it's 26 inside. There's 26 eagle warriors inside that little enclosure, and Chris has blocked them in. That was absolutely excellent. That was a great move. You see this happening very occasionally. If the opportunity is there, people will do it. And these 26 eagle warriors actually cost 1,300 gold to red to produce. They're now currently useless because they're trapped right inside of this little enclosure. Chris is getting some repairs on this house so it doesn't go down, reinforcing with some extra walls, and even though red is bringing some more eagle warriors in, Chris hasn't really got any military to deal with it. He's just got some jaguar warriors out and a few crossbowmen there as well, but I'm sure with that castle there, Chris will be able to deal with that. And now, these 26 eagle warriors are trapped inside of it. Oops. That's all I can say to that, oops, because Chris is now going to be able to take these eagle warriors out without losing any guys whatsoever. So, he's got a mangonel out, he's got some eagle crossbowmen here, and those eagle warriors are going to die, and they've not done any damage whatsoever. Now, in Age of Empires and any RTS strategy game for that matter, the gameplay is very much about conservation of resources. Resources are extremely important in any RTS game, especially gold in Age of Empires. Now, eagle warriors cost a lot of gold, so obviously you want to get as much use out of your eagle warriors as possible, because they cost a lot. So if you use 20 eagle warriors and you manage to kill off 15 of your opponent's eagle warriors, that's bad economy, because you've obviously lost 5 eagle warriors over his, so that means overall you've lost more resources. If you can manage to kill off an entire enemy army without losing any guys whatsoever, you've not lost any resources, and therefore you have the advantage from that. Now, red lost 26 eagle warriors there. That's 1,300 gold, which is quite a substantial amount at this stage in the game. 1,300 gold gone for red, and he didn't manage to kill any units with that at all. So that's a loss of 1,300 gold, and that's not even taking into account the food that these cost. I can't remember how much they are, or even wood. I can't quite remember. I've not played Aztecs for quite a while, or Mayans for that matter. So Chris there, what an excellent move, and really I just wanted to show you this game just for that. The way that he walled that in was absolutely brilliant, and just something that you don't see very often. It was an absolutely brilliant move. Full stop. So Chris now with a huge score lead, he's able to rebound straight out of his base, considering he went from pretty much 0 to hero there. He had no units on the map whatsoever. Red outnumbered him about 50 to 0, and then, boom, Chris just comes straight out, decides, that's it, I've had enough, I'm going to build a castle right here. Quite a nice position for a castle. Castles, as we've discussed many times, are a great offensive building. Build them right close into your opponent, and your opponent's going to have to take out your castle before they can start moving onto your base, because castles just, they're too powerful. Pardon me, they're too powerful to just leave unattended. So yeah, I mean, Red can still come back from this. He's not exactly out of the game. He's not lost really any of his economy, but Chris is at his doorstep, and he's taking out this castle with trebuchets already. And he's got a few arbalests right there. Arbalests, fairly decent unit. That's 10 attack on them. Fairly decent range as well, so they're going to be able to do a little bit of damage to the Eagle Warriors. Actually, still alive, they're not going to be able to do much damage at all, because the Eagle Warriors have good PS armor, but still. This castle going down. Now, Chris is storming across the map, and look at this though. He's used this, this break. He's waited for Red to attack. He's killed him off, and now he's just exploded out of his base. He's building archery ranges down here. He's already collecting stone in the middle. He's got another town centre going right up there. He's got a town centre on this gold over here, and I can imagine he's going to be moving up here, or someone's going to take this gold. They can't just leave that empty. So yeah, Chris has just like sort of exploded out of his base, and now he's going to do as much damage as he can. If he micros these arbalests as well, he'll be able to do a lot of damage with them. This castle is a very defensive structure now. He's going to be able to hide by his castle, and as long as there's not trebuchet fire coming in, that castle is going to be able to pick off his opponents pretty quickly. As we can see, Chris is just killing everything in his way, and suddenly just Chris has just exploded out of his base and said, you know what, I'm playing this game now. I'm in the Imperial Age, I've got all the technology available to me, I'm going to upgrade all the things, and I'm going to go out there and kill everything. Population 173 from Chris, 143 from Red, so that's a 30 difference. Yeah, that's right, 30 difference. My mental math is terrible, so don't ask me to do math on this box, it just doesn't work. And Chris now, look at this as well, I'll show you this. His unit control is excellent. His micromanagement is great. He's managing to take out a lot of Red's units, even though sometimes he can be outnumbered. I don't think he's going to be outnumbered anymore though, because Red's going to have a hard time actually getting enough units out to combat the amount that Chris has. Chris getting a little bit sloppy now on his resources. Obviously, the lower you can keep your resources, the better, because it means you're actually spending them on things that are necessary. As you can see, he just sunk all his resources then. He probably queued up a load of units. No, maybe not. Maybe he went for some upgrades or something. But keeping your resources low is always a good thing. Attacking this wall here, kind of a double pronged attack going on. Attacking this area and coming back round to attack this wall. It wouldn't surprise me if you get siege rams. Aztecs are capable of building siege rams, so you cannot go wrong with siege rams at all, really. They're such a powerful unit in the Imperial Age, especially at taking down buildings. Siege rams just absolutely crush castles. Now Red needs to be worried. His scores are really far apart. Chris has taken a huge lead, and it's amazing as well how he multitasks this, because he's not only has he just built a massive army, pushed straight into the Red space, micromanaged all his units around so he got the upper hand. Not only did he do that, but he's just completely rebuilt, well not rebuilt, but continued to expand his economy the whole while, rebuilding farms, rebuilding lumber camps, rebuilding town centres, continuing to gather as much stone, as much gold as he can, and really great play. Castle used here for a defensive structure. This area was being harassed quite a lot by Eagle Warriors, so this castle is just here to protect the economy, and you see that a lot in Deathmatch as well. It's a good strategy to use because obviously your castle can produce units, pretty quickly. It provides somewhere for your villagers to garrison inside, and it attacks. So castle's great offensive and defensive. So Chris just absolutely crushing Red's base. He's pretty much took out everything in there. There's not much left at all to speak of, and those siege rams continue to push forward. Chris wants those relics. He wasn't happy about Red getting those relics. He wanted them from the start, hence all these wall-offs that he made. And now Red's monastery is going down, so Red's not going to be getting any income from those. And he's going to probably be struggling for gold. I don't know if he is. Actually, no, he's got a fair bit. Now look at this. He's got quite a few resources there. Right, yeah, he's just spent his food. He's got quite a lot of wood. That wood's kind of being not used. Chris, on the other hand, pretty much no wood whatsoever. Got a little bit of food, but he's spending his resources so well. He's not letting them pile up on one thing for too long. Now that's something I do. Admittedly, I'm pretty newbie at this, and I won't look at my resources very often. I'll look back and I'll have something like 10,000 wood up there, and I'll have no food, no gold, and no stone. I'm like, bloody hell, those wood collectors could have been doing something a bit more useful than collecting wood. They could have getting food, and they would have produced more of an army. So, the resource control by Chris, absolutely excellent here, and he wants these relics, doesn't he? He's getting his own monastery up there, and these monks of Reds trying to take this relics back. They really fight over these relics, that's crazy. That castle going down there for Red as well, and Chris moving on to this one here. So, as I said before, it was not an amazing game. There wasn't really much in it after Chris took out that first attack, so it wasn't exactly like, you know, I'm on the edge of my seat here, who's going to win. It's pretty clear Chris was going to win that once he actually took out those Eagle Warriors. Just showed you that for this because it was so good. It was just absolutely genius, and I don't know, that won Chris the game, to be fair, because after he killed off those Eagle Warriors, he just exploded out, built across the map, and left Red with nothing but blood and death. How gruesome. Anyway, a bit on the bright side now. Please, as I said, just to reiterate, leave a comment below, just letting me know what you'd like to see on the channel, how I could improve, and what I could do to make your day more enjoyable, because that's what it's all about. Entertainment at its finest, I hope. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. I've been Zach, and I'll see you next time.